Great. Good morning, everybody. It's the end of the week at City Hall, and as we do each weekend, give you some information about the things that have happened this week, as well as talk to you about some of the stuff that you can expect in the week to come. First, I want to kick off with the fact that Halloween, every year we try to establish the right time for Halloween for the trick-or-treaters to celebrate. We do that in conjunction with the school district. And obviously this year it'll be right on October 31st from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. Trick-or-treating in the city of Niagara Falls, October 31st, Thursday, from 4 p.m. Until 7 p.m. So be on the lookout for all the young people out there having fun with all their great costumes and trick-or-treating. On November 1st, we will present the 2025 budget at 5 p.m. in the council chamber. November 1st, Friday, at 5 p.m. There aren't going to be any real surprises in this budget. We're again just managing conservatively our revenues and working very hard to make sure that we keep a lid on our expenses. To avoid some of the incredible tax increases that you see around Western New York, 11%, 12%, 10%, 9%. We won't be anywhere near that kind of tax increase. Obviously, the cost of things continues to rise all across. You see it in households, you see it in businesses, same thing in government. So there's likely to be a proposal for a modest tax increase in this budget, but nothing that is going to approach the kind of frightening numbers that you see in some of the other communities around Western New York. One of the things that I wanted to also stress today, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we're winding down Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And for the last quite some time, the state of New York has mandated that government employers provide mandated sexual harassment training for all employees. Now, I'm happy to say that, that we have almost universal compliance within our workforce. The two uniformed divisions, police and fire, they have a different program that is administered to them, and so by the end of the first week in November, they should all be also all in compliance. Many are, but there are still a few others. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that you would think public officials, those of us in elected office, should set the best example. We should be the ones who reflect to the workforce and reflect to the public the seriousness of sexual harassment in the workplace. For those who think that it doesn't happen, it's the 21st century, that stuff doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, well, guess again. There are the obvious sexual harassment examples, and then there are the insidious ones, the ones that on their face may not appear that way, but yet make an employee uncomfortable. And so I think this training, mandated by the state, is critically important. And what is shocking, is that we have some elected officials who have failed to comply with the mandatory training. It's been made available to all of us. There are 6 elected officials in this local government. All of us have had the training made available to us, and yet we still have some elected officials who've chosen not to take it. I don't know, maybe they don't think sexual harassment in the workplace is a big thing. Whatever their thought process is, I can tell you that it is critical. It's important. It continues. And until we all start getting a handle on what it looks like, you can't help eliminating it from the workplace. So I can only hope that elected officials who have not yet come into compliance will see the importance of getting that done. We continue to move forward in a number of our development projects. We will be proposing just under $3 million in improvements to many of our state parks. The signature project will be at our over 500-acre park, Hyde Park, in the middle of the city. This park, central to our community, will see a number of improvements. Not just those improvements to some of the physical structures, but also improvements in the form of added activities. The project right now includes roller skating and ice skating capacity. It includes the addition of other court activities. So there's a number of things that we're looking to add into Hyde Park, along with working with the Buffalo Niagara waterkeepers to help improve the water quality at Hyde Park Lake. The ultimate goal being that the additional activity that will happen at that lake will be to start getting back into the business of kayaks and paddle boats and getting people back in there during the summer months. So be on the lookout for that. Some of the other parks in the community will also receive some attention. There are over 35 parks, I believe, in the city of Niagara Falls, and for a long time they get neglected, right? They don't have the kind of improvements. And so you have playground equipment that is in need of repair or replacement. Those are the kinds of things we're going to try and get at in this nearly $3 million investment. It isn't taxpayer money. It is money that is coming through the agreement with the New York State Power Authority, through the Greenway Commission. So it is money that comes to our community that we are going to pour into our community for the improvement of our parks. Updating everybody on the Rainbow Center, we've had some interest, some proposals provided for the development of that space into an indoor family entertainment center. We're now going through some of those proposals who have required some additional information, and we hope to have some further information on a potential developer, in the coming weeks and months. Again, we continue to push forward with the creation of the event center. I received a draft report from Sports Facilities Advisors, who are doing a report for us on size, scope, cost for this facility. The draft report required some additions and some corrections, and so I anticipate in the coming weeks a final report from them on that. In the meantime, we are really at a pretty good stage financially, and so again, I'm looking to get that support from our city council to acquire the property for us to make this event center a reality. There's really no downside risk to the city. We acquire the property, and then we make our effort for financing for the construction of the event center. If we're successful, and I believe that we have every right to believe we can be, if we're successful, then we have the kind of venue downtown that's going to expand the season. It's going to give locals an opportunity to come downtown for concerts and shows and other things that are going to bring regional guests into the community. And that will expand our season and keep our tourist industry workers working throughout the winter months, which is really the key to all of this. Now, let's assume the worst, okay? Let's assume that we go through the acquisition and then all of a sudden something happens. Who knows what could happen? And our efforts to try and obtain financing and support and resources for the construction of the facility don't appear. For the first time, and I can't tell you how long, local government will control property in downtown Niagara Falls. So it's really, in my opinion, a no-lose opportunity. We then control how that property is going to be developed, instead of being at the mercy of a developer who for over nearly 30 years has done nothing. So again, we have a majority of council members who are in line, and we're looking to get the final numbers in place in order to be able to get the necessary votes to get the bond in place. So, I think ultimately all of us can see the benefit of getting to the end of this portion of the project. So this weekend, I anticipate again. The weather's been great. It's been incredible for fall. I anticipate this weekend again to be a wonderful time to get out and enjoy the fall weather, enjoy the colors, enjoy the trails. If you're going to do all of that, again, please be mindful. People will be on bikes and will be walking. So if you're out driving around, be careful of all of that. But do please get outside. It's important for us to stay fit. It's important for all of us to sometimes, put that laptop, put that iPad, put that cell phone down, and get outside and enjoy some recreation. So if you're going to do that, please be safe. Please be careful. Enjoy the beautiful weather. And I look forward to talking to you again next week.